Mustard, Mr. Mustard, if you prefer. Now, I'm never going to do anything so it's properly organised, so I put my camera on the tripod there, which as you can see is in the lockup, and I'm afraid of tripping over my air compressor. So before I do that, I'm going to just simply move it out of the way. Now, what I want to know straight away is what the sound is like. Is it too loud? Is it too quiet? Or is it just right? Because for a change, I have put on a microphone. Reason for that is, well, you never know what noises are going to be going on just next door quite soon. So, Fridays are made for the music of Mustard. Good. I'm going to just close this lock up. You might be able to hear the cup of, not the cup of tea, the kettle in the background, because I'm about to make myself a cup of tea. Who wants one? Probably nobody. Sounds okay to me. Right, that's all I needed to know just to start with. Let's close this. The reason for closing this, of course, is... hang on. We'll do a better job of that. 1 second. Come on, close it better. That's more like it. The reason for closing that, of course, is if that's closed, nobody's just going to wander in, are they? And interrupt. Would want them interrupting now, would I? How's everybody doing anyway? Let's find out. Oh, trying to multitask here. Normally I would have a cup of tea ready to quench my thirst as I go along, which is quite helpful. But instead, hang on, the thing is, because I've got the microphone on, even though I've wandered off over here, you can still hear me okay. Isn't that right? What a wonderful thing. Usually I don't use the microphone because I'm concerned of it being too loud. So if it's too loud, let me know as well, because I wouldn't want that. A lot more wandering around in this live stream than normal. But then it is a bit on the nippy side, so maybe that's a good thing. Let's see who is actually here then. Right, hang on, from the top then. Barry Scrotter. Hello. Hello, Barry Scrotter. How are you doing? Oh. I don't want burps to be too loud either, and there are going to be a few of those. Another one from Barry Scrotter. And then Neil the Gibbinator. Hello, Paul. How are we today? Well, we are okay. Okay. That stain on my top there. Do you know what that is? Who'd like to guess what this stain is? Have a guess. I'll tell you if you get it right. In the meantime, just keep guessing. Sounds okay to me. Yes, Barry Scrotter. 2 sugars, please. Nope, we don't do sugar in the lockup because it attracts mice. Although, of course, there are sugar cubes which are safely tucked away in that drawer up there. But I bet if the mice, when they start coming back out, sniff that, they'll find a way of getting in there. And then all of Boaty's little sugar cubes will have little nibbly bits on the corners. Jimmy Quinn is here. Hello, Jimmy Quinn. And Andrew Buttigieg. Hello, Mustard and everyone. And good, and the sun shines out. Yes, actually, that's true. The sunshine is outside, so it's rather wasteful of me to be inside, isn't it? Barry Shitpeas is here. Hello, Paul and chat. Currently, right. I've just had a message off of somebody saying hello and 3 kisses, and that's somebody who's just coming to lock up. Let's see if it's someone I can safely ignore. It is, yes. I've been getting, you know, sometimes you have a friend that may have their account hacked, and then suddenly you get a message from this particular friend, and the messages are somewhat different. They start off with, hello, how are you? They might not say that kind of thing normally. Doesn't take much to ring the alarm bells, does it? And then they start going about, oh, I've had this particular package come through, have you had yours yet? Nobody who you know would speak to you like that. So you know straight away. I don't see how anybody would actually fall for any of that stuff. A happy Friday from Stephen S. Paul. Currently genuinely shitting peas, says Barry Shit Peas. Yep. Nobody could be offended by that one. Hooked on Classics is here, and that is Simone. Hello, Simone. And Name Me -1 is here as well, and he says hi. Who else? Curry. Barry Scrotter says curry for some reason. I'm not sure why he's saying curry, but he is doing. Barry Shit Peas. Paul Newman. Cow crapped on you. Oh right, yeah, hang on, yeah, I get it. Yeah, the thing here. I'm so forgetful. I asked you to guess what it was, and I forgot that I asked, didn't I? So no, it is not curry, and it is not cow poo. Well, keep going. This message has been held for review. Show. They call him Barry Shit. Well, what's wrong with that? That song certainly seems to have caught on. Park Nest is here. Hello, Park Nest. And another one held for review. Potentially inappropriate messages are held for review. Yeah, I know that. And then we might have actually caught up with the comments already. I mean, that is probably a record to have caught up with the comments only 7 minutes in. I'm impressed. Chris Maguire, hello Paul, and Gary's Rotter. These scams would be better if some of them could write in English properly. Well, I suppose it depends on who it is, who is messaging you about it. Oh, Darts Lass is here. A quick hello from me because I'm at work. Yes, hello. Oh, Darts Lass. Wasn't we going to be doing a little exchange in driving cars? Yes. Nigel was going to be test driven, but at the time Nigel was off the road sawn. But that was October. Now he's had tax on for 3 months, and in just a few days he's going to be untaxed again, while something else goes on the road in its place. I've got some. I never get inappropriate comments on my channel. No, well, I don't encourage them. I don't encourage anyone to leave inappropriate comments on mine either. Mustard's live came on as I'm stuck on the bog. What a time to be alive. Can't disagree with that, can you? Lee Openshaw is here. Hello, everyone. And me neither. I've been getting daily scam calls regarding solar panels, says Andrew Buttigieg. Well, the important thing is recognising that it is a scam and not somebody who's genuinely your friend, isn't it? Neil Walsh is here. Hiya, any progress on Fred's diesel filter? Actually, no, I've not got around to actually getting one just yet. Because Fred has been... But this week, you see, last week I planned to do Fred stuff this week, and this week's already gone. That's just the way it goes. I mean, obviously, doing a live stream in the afternoon like this doesn't really help, because this doesn't really work, is it? But it is what many of my subscribers and followers like me to do, as well as try to fix cars. What would you prefer? Me to fix the car, or to just casually have a chat with you? That's what I'd quite like to know. Quite like to know. Simone, which car needs a new battery? Right, well, now, yeah. Battery charging, it's just an ongoing thing for me as well here. I'll message you later, says Darts Lass. Thank you very much. Tom was a really good dinner guest, Mustard. He was a really good dinner guest. Right? Oh, shit. Right, any idea who wants to guess what that was? Excuse me whilst I just sort my cup of tea out. It won't take long. It doesn't take long, but it is also necessary. I might actually move the tripod over here afterwards anyway. So I've got something to show you. Something to show you that you might have already seen. In fact, in a moment, we'll probably just go ever so slightly mobile around the lockup. So I can show you anything that's different in here. Well, you can see that Toby Charles is here. I've started doing a little bit of paint rectification on this car. Oh. I wonder what that was. Because this is going back on the road next month. That's the one. I keep a secret of it. That's the car. I'm going to use this as my daily car next month. And I'm going to try and use it every day as well. Last time I didn't really manage it. All I did was I drove it about 3 times. Oh, it was October. That was it. It was October. Yes. Wow. That's ages off, isn't it? October. Oh gosh, you poor car. Now that was with 3 months previous to that spent up at Senior Mustard's house. So from was it October? Yes, it was. October's the 10th month of the year, which means it was, I think it was July. I took it up to Senior Mustard's at the end of June and left it at his house for 3 months. Then I got it back out and I took it down to the Ellen Road show, and then another one in Shaw, and then I drove it somewhere else, and I covered probably in all about 25 miles in the whole month. That's all it's done in 6 months. That's no way to treat a daily driver, is it? Sorry, Toby Charles. Anyway, here he is. Here he is. I've just been trying to remove a bit of a scratch from there, as you can't quite see, and just down at the other end here, the other end down here, there was a really scuffy mark just there, and so I've just rubbed it back and bunged a bit of lacquer on it. Hopefully in a few days I shall sort that out and it'll be nice and smooth and without any evidence of a scratch at all. That's what I would like. We haven't got too many people here today. Who farted? Oh yeah, it did sound like a fart, didn't it? Us. Spilt cup of tea again, Mustard. No, it wasn't tea. Ta-ta for now. I have to go off to fit suspension arms on a micro. Well, good luck with that. TC looking good. Well, it always looks quite good, doesn't it? But I'd like it to look really good. I'd like it to look good not just from 15 feet away, but from that far away. Very few cars can look very good at that distance, obviously. But I will just keep working on it, just keep doing little tiny bits at a time, and then hopefully it will start to sort itself out and look nice. I think Tom had second thoughts about the lunch when Boaty asked him about rusty trombones. I don't know, I presume that Tom knew exactly what he was getting himself in for, as did James. They may have already agreed to do it before finding out what they was getting themselves in for, and then thought, should I really do this? But I'm going to do anyway because I don't want to look like I'm cowardly. But no, I think Tom had a good laugh. Well, I mean, I hope he did. He has said, because it was a bit of a short one with Tom, he said if we want, he could come back and we could do a bit more. So I would suggest that kind of says that he doesn't really regret it. No. Which I'm pleased about. Is Boaty there? No, he's not here. No, he's not here. TC's battery is currently being charged. Right, okay. Andrew Mustard. Mustard did help him about house bit. Who? What, Tom? I love Toby Charles, says Barry Scrotter. Good. You should do. I need to get my diesel pump sorted soon, says Barry Scrotter. Ah, right. Isaac Hunt. Yo, from Sweden. Hello, Isaac. I wonder what Jimmy Malice is up to today. I wonder too. I never I'd considered that at all. Now, that's going to be playing on my mind quite a bit. And it may as well be. It may as well be, because my other plans for today was, somebody did say they'd come along and buy the Golf. Yep, they said they're going to come along and buy the Golf. And that will be the only message I'm prepared to let the live stream be interrupted for, which is what time you're coming down. Because he did say, I'll come for it today. And so I said, right, okay, what time? And he's not actually messaged back since then. Boaty's World is here. Get a haircut, ya hippie. Ah, right, okay, Isaac. What's in it for me, though? Eh? What's in it for me? If I get myself a haircut, what's in it for me? Besides, obviously, having less hair. What do I get that I want for not being a hippie any longer? Unfortunately, I have to go now, as this is really boring. Laters, Muddy Funsters. Yep, thank you very much, Boaty. Simone. Who is Timmy Mallet? But just look him up. Just look him up. Are you related to Mike? Oh, right, I see. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Mike Hunt. There must be somebody who's actually called Mike Hunt. That probably, you know, like I've said before, as long as you actually pronounce the words properly, there shouldn't really be too much of an issue of actually saying it without it sounding like anything else. Lee Openshaw. Mallet's Mallet. I would like to see Tom again, says Barry. Trombones don't rust here. Trombones don't rust anyway, do they? Because they're not made of steel. They're made of brass, aren't they? Or are they brass? Well, they're a brass instrument. They don't usually look that kind of slightly off gold colour, but they're not really going to go rusty, are they? Carl Davis. Hello, Carl. Hello, Carl Davis. Boaty, you scamp. Yeah. Fuck you, Boaty. Yeah. Fuck off. We don't want Boaty in this live stream. If Boaty's here, I can't talk about him in the same way that's... No, actually, that's nonsense. No, I hope he is here, so he can hear what I've really got to say about him. It's not much, though. Not much, really. Got other things to talk about instead. How are you, old mucker? All right. Oh, gosh, Harry Snid's here as well. Hello, Harry Snid. Buy the Golf. Did you get the asking price? No. No. I'm not going to get the asking price. The asking price now has become just a price, because you've got to put one there. It's kind of just whatever you think it's worth. You just give us that, and if we agree, then take it away. Basically, we just want rid of it. We want rid of it. It was my mistake, and I've got to admit it. And basically, I've got to take all the ribbing and the piss taking that anyone can basically chuck at me for buying a Volkswagen Golf. I thought it was a good idea at the time. Well, why wouldn't I? I mean, the Hyundai turned out to be a good idea, didn't it? Yeah, it did. So did the other cars that I've bought so far. They all turned out to be good ideas, except for the Golf. Yeah, the Golf is really the only one that hasn't done something so far. My mate is called Drew Peacock. Why? That's an unusual name, isn't it? Drew Peacock. I hope it's not Steve Berry that has agreed to play the golf, says Paul Newman. Yeah. Oh, I still need to message him back again, don't I? Because that car, regardless of how small it is and how tucked away in the corner it actually is, it's still taking up the space of the car. And if it's taking up the space of the car, then it's taking up the space of a car that could be here that we could sell. So simple. Come pick your car up, please. Yeah. I know Timmy Mallett's. I know who Timmy Mallet is. Thought it was a nickname for someone on here. Just like Mike Crack from Aston Martin's F1 team. Barry Scrotter is laughing at me. Right, okay, so Partnest, I sometimes go under the pseudonym of Mike Oxlong. Mike Oxlong. Mike Oxlong. Carry on. Mike Oxlong, also known as Parknest, thinks that's funny, but I can't see why. Mike Oxlong. No. Right. Hello, I'm looking for Mike Oxlong. Is he here anywhere? Hello, I should try and look him up. I'll have a look for Mike Oxlong on Facebook later on and see whether that's actually you. Carl Davis, no beer for me this weekend. Oh, it's disappeared. Where's it gone? No beer for me this weekend. Let's see how I get on. Well, it's not difficult to just not have any beer, is it? It's just not very pleasant. Barry says, my mate Hugh Jars, always struggling with my jeans, right? Hugh Jars. Now that one works better, doesn't it? Because, I mean, whereas Mike Hunt is clearly two names to put together, Hugh Jars doesn't necessarily require a space in between. What's your name? Hugh Jars. That works better than Mike Hunt, as far as I'm concerned. Mike, and also Mike Oxshort. Yep. Oxsmall. Mike Oxsmall. Good afternoon, Bad Books. Oh, look, Ali Mack is here. Hello. I don't do Facebook, says Mike Ox. Well, if that's the case, I won't find you on there, will I? Rudolph Hooker. Rudolph Hooker. Doesn't do Facebook. Excuse me. I did just find that just a bit amusing. Message retracted. I work with a bloke called Lou Sassol. Mike Oxall. Mike Oxall. Nope. Don't really see why that one works either. The trouble is it's relying on lazy speech from to work, isn't it? And if you're not prepared to do lazy speech, it's not going to work. Parkness, can I ask what your YouTube channel is? Maybe you should rename that as Mike Oxball. Anyway, right, so I was going to do this live stream today to show you a couple of things, and also to tell you something quite useful. That's a jolly good cup of tea. 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 Right. Let's bring the tripod over here. And you can see something new. Well, oh gosh, there's something really warm there. This is the first time I've been able to have the tripod there. Okay, because of, oh, you haven't finished the last guess, have you? The stain on here. It's diesel. It's just diesel, that's all. It's been on there since I took the engine out of Eric, and I thought it was quite obvious. So, next game then. Why can I now put my tripod there, but I couldn't do before? Is there any significance in that? Or is that just utterly cack and boring? Well, you can decide. But if I turn the thing around ever so slightly, we can now see that the fish tank is slightly populated. Except you can't see them because they're all hidden out of the way. Well, you can see them just there. There's a little green tiger barb. What about down there? Can we see anything down there? Yep. So where most yards have a dog, I have some fishies. 6 of which much easier to look after and a lot less noisy. Also not quite as good for garden property. But yeah, you can't have everything, can you? Does anyone want to guess what's missing? Oh gosh. Do you know Amanda Huggenkiss? No, I don't. Stan Dan Driver. Stan Dan Deliver. Am I missing a lot of things here? Nellie Normal. My father was Chris P. Bacon, a lovely man. They don't work with me. They just came in for a quick cup of tea and back out and notice you on and tell everyone to hit the thumbs up. Yeah, well, you might as well do exactly that whilst you're here. Doesn't cost anything, does it? But that's the other thing. Oh, Mighty Cat Mods is here. My girlfriend Superb is always right. Dan Gleebits. Dan Gleebits. The stain is Boaty's tears over the Golf. Oh, I wish it was. I really would like to sell that car to him. Mustard, we had tiger barbs before. Hugh Jampton. Hugh Jampton. What happens when you come in and find the fish bowl frozen? Well, it won't happen because there's a heater in there. And what I did was, whilst it was really freezing, I had that thing running to make sure it could actually hold a temperature, even in the freezing cold. And it can. So there we go. I don't need to worry about the fish because they're fine. BBS. BBS. Ah, right, I see. No, Guardfish. At least you don't have to surprise. Don't leave surprise on the ground. No, that's true enough. They just do it inside there. But the filter takes care of that anyway. I'm watching with the sound off because when I'm busy. What am I missing? That's quite a lot to ask, actually. Right, I don't want the sound on, so will you explain everything that's going on so I can read it instead? Do you know Don Kedick? Mustard Mucker, when was the last time you did a day's work? Oh gosh. Well, I work every day here, just because I'm not particularly productive. My work is doing stuff with cars and making videos. What's wrong with that? I spend more time working than what most people do, even though it's what I want to do. So therefore, I don't really think of it as being work. There's the dilemma. That when you have a job that you like doing, you tend to do it for more and for less. That's the thing. If nobody made YouTube videos, then we'd all just be watching television, and everybody's complained about the television. So what is wrong with that? And speaking of YouTube, I'm going to Maxwell Fry, I am mate. Your day being good? Not massively. Right, yeah. So last night I discovered on the thing on my phone, the what do you call it? Well, you won't know because you don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say. I haven't forgotten what I was going to say. I forgot what the word is. Studio, that's it, YouTube Studio. On YouTube Studio, I just discovered this little dollar symbol in the corner. And when I've clicked on it by accident before, it just says you are monetized. So I haven't really thought anything more of it. But all the things in there are links to other things anyway, which means that you can click on them. And that's where I found out that it tells me on there who my channel members are. I never knew before. I mean, I did. I used to have to go onto the desktop edition of YouTube, and most of the time I couldn't even find it. I'd do that. I'd find out who my channel members were. I would copy the whole lot and bung it on at the end of the video. But from day to day they would change. Some would drop out, some would say, oh, I'm not really interested in this any longer, and some would join. So the list was always a bit kind of off. And so then I just got into just thanking everybody at the end because of that. But now I found it tells you there. And not only does it tell you there as well, I've discovered I can make a new level. Because so far there has been one level called beer token, which is basically enough money every month to buy me a beer. Thank you very much. I'll have a beer for that. I enjoy a beer, in case you didn't know. And the other was the high level, no more cat food, which basically, because I did a video where I pretended to eat a tin of cat food, and actually what it was a tin of meat that was in down here that somebody left in a car. It was somebody left in a car, and then they told me that they'd only just bought it, and they said, "Oh, just throw it away or something." I thought, why throw it away? It's a perfectly good tin of meat. But one day I got really hungry and I ate it, and it did look just like cat food. Hence the thing. So what I've managed to do now is set up a new level, which I can't even remember if I've named or not, but it's basically a no frills level. So you just become a channel member, 99p a month. Anyone can afford 99p a month. I'm even going onto the street and going into the shop doorways and asking the chaps who sit there with their caps if they fancy becoming channel members, because they could afford it. That's what I reckon. 99p, easy. That's really what I don't want you to have you F. Oh, and you've retracted it as well. Thank you. But I saw it, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, the 99p a month. It's something I've been meaning to do for a while, and last night was the first time I managed to get it to work. So, unless Ruben is telling me there that no, you didn't do that, then well, I jolly well did do, and I had a notification this morning from YouTube themselves saying this particular perk has been added. So there we go. Not encouraging you to unchannel member yourself so you can do it for cheaper, but that's up to you. But as well, it takes the pressure off me to be constantly having videos out before they're ready to go out. Although, as it goes, I have 2 videos that I haven't even started editing yet, and that's before I even got into work today. That's how far ahead I am with this particular thing. Let's see what... Oh, right. Ruben Sano says, have you ever driven a Subaru Legacy GTB? No, but I've driven a Legacy and another Subaru. Let's see where we're up to with these comments. Barry Squatter says, I think the winning prize should go to whoever makes the most profit out of their sold cars. Well, well, that would be me so far. Isaac says, must mucker wins. Ah, right, we've already done that one. Right. Horace, I can't even read that unless I get my glasses on. No, I don't know what I've done with them. I can't be bothered anyway. Right, it was one of those names anyway. Have you got any kids, mucker? Yeah. I caught someone from Temu trying to steal the copper out of my walls the other day. Copper out of your walls? Well, I don't really know what to make of that. I caught someone from Temu trying to steal the copper out of my walls. I don't really understand what that means. And I don't know what this is either. It must be caught again. I caught someone trying to steal my gate. I didn't say anything in case he took offence. It's a joke. Okay. I caught someone trying to steal my gate the other day. No, it's just done it again. It's the same one. Barry Squatter, have you ever driven a Spitfire? No, but I've driven a Midget, which is very similar. The same size, isn't it? It was kind of almost to the extent where, why would I bother driving a Midget? I mean, why would I drive a Spitfire? Oh, hang on, what's that? Oh, right, I see, it's decold. Why would I bother driving a Spitfire when I've driven a Midget? Well, they're not going to be exactly the same. I'll drive anything. I'm desperate to get some test drives done this year. I've only done one, and it's almost the end of the month. And this month I wanted to drive 52 test drives, so I can have one a week. Trisha Alderman, hi Mustard, what happened to the pause and clause? We can't get on it. Right, okay, I'll explain that to you now. Pause and clause is still there, but I've set all the videos as private because one of the 2 people involved decided that she didn't want it to be public anymore. The other of the 2 people does. So where do you go from that? One of them wanted the videos just to be deleted and to go, and the other one wants them to stay. So setting them as private and leaving the channel there just seemed to be the sensible thing. As it goes, it's Cabbage. Cabbage Lion may be coming back. Cabbage may be making a comeback all by himself on the same channel, and maybe the channel will change its name from Pause and Clause to just the official Cabbage Lion channel or something like that. I fancy a Spitfire, says Barry. And Nissan Leaf Mucker. Nissan Leaf Mucker. Those Merlin engines are sexual. That's a bit of a strange thing to say, isn't it? Hurricane, Rover Joe is here today. I like to... Rover Joe is one of those people. Rover Joe, we could do that, doing a lunch video with you actually. That would be fun. And of course, Rover. I didn't mean to do that. I seem to have actually put the piano on with the sustain. I didn't know it was on at all, so let's switch it off. Yeah, Rover Joe could do with a visit to the yard. I reckon it'd be great. He'd properly welcome here, and it would be a great thing to do a video with. And Joe doesn't really get around to do many videos, and I think he should do. He should do more. BPS. Can you call them that? Why these days? I don't know. Hi Joe. I've driven a Triumph Spitfire. Your arse is about 2 inches off the ground. It's that low. Yes. Yeah. Well, that's the same with a midget, which was lots of fun. In fact, the midget video that I have happens to be one of the best viewed videos I have, and it's going very, very well. Thank you very much. I've driven 5 million miles in my life, Mucker. 5 million? How have you managed to do that? How long have you been driving? I mean, because if you've been driving 50 years, that's 100,000 miles a year. That's 100,000 miles every single year for 50 years. That's an awful lot. You'd have to be a proper long distance man, even do low. Well, it's only 2,000 miles a week, isn't it? So yeah, I suppose it's possible. Only just about though. That's the only way you could do it. Well, explain, Isaac Hunt, how you've managed to do 5 million miles, because I'm quite interested. Worst cars I've ever owned were Fords. Utter postcards. Brand new 2016 GT Mustang was utter junk. Ah, interesting. Yep, fighting words. Even the new Mustangs, utter junk. Park Nest, I fancy owning one. Right. Chevy Camaro, way better. Rover Joe, I really do need to get my ass down to the yard. Hopefully this year. I can come down now more. Oh, yeah, I can get up now. I'm more available. Well, that's good. That's good. Name that tune. No more degree work to worry about. Yes, cool. Well done, Joe. What a thing. Excellent. I've spotted a good question there. It's not one that I haven't been asked before, but I'm going to answer it in a second anyway. After Isaac's message is in and out of London for 30 years. Since 1980. Well, that's 43 years. Now in Sweden, plus weekends on a motorbike as well. Okay, right. Well, still 5 million miles. I've always regretted not keeping a log of how many miles I've done, because it's going to be a fair bit. And I don't know about you, but whenever I get a new car or a different car, I always press the trip counter so I can find out how many miles I do in it. And then I don't keep a note of it afterwards. I just do it at the time. That's why I know that this car, Toby Charles, I haven't even done 1,000 miles in a year. 1 second. I don't know what that was. I'm not going to concern myself. Yeah, I haven't even done 1,000 miles, which is not very much. Other cars, plenty more than that. So, right, now, where was this question? Oh, yeah, right, so, Ruben Sano. Why do you like Rovers so much? Simple answer, because they're good cars. And I said that without managing to crack a smile. They are good cars. I mean, they're not the best cars. They're not the most reliable. They're not the best built. They're not the best to drive. They're not the absolute best. That's what I mean. But they are actually better than what you'd expect. They are the best car for the money you pay that you can get. to the extent where I don't really want to drive anything else. I mean, I do want to drive other things, but at no point, or very rarely, when I drive other cars, do I find myself thinking, I really want one of those. I've done it with the Volvo, the V70. I really like the V70, and the Jag. Most of the things I don't really end up thinking that. Just, yeah, I quite liked it. That's quite good. Does this and that, what have you, and yeah, it's good. Okay, right. Let's move on, because that's really the answer. It's not a particularly exciting answer, and I don't want to talk about it any further. So just accept it. Rovers are better cars than what non-Rover people realise. Okay. Chev Crap. All right. Okay. Let's all of a dig at these cars then. One van did 800,000 miles. What is your degree in? Bedford Midi. Rover Joe, what was your degree in again? I'm a constructor. Oh yeah, it was a BA, Bachelor of Arts in Graphic Arts. Can you hear the radio, by the way? Or is it because I'm using the microphone, you actually can't hear it, which is what I was hoping for. Still talk about Camaros and stuff. I'm not interested in those. Well, I mean, I'd drive one. I'd test drive one, but as a car, I'm not actually interested in. Retiring in Spain soon and getting myself a Corvette. Okay. Jimmy Quinn is here. Are you still getting a Volvo estate? Right, well, that's a good question. As it goes, Allegro Man has a Volvo estate for me to buy off him. And it is, if anyone's seen the video that I posted before, you get a brief snippet of this particular car in there. And he's letting me, he's offered it to me for a price that is less than what he lets it to anybody else, I'll tell you that. Because obviously Allegro Man and I do quite a few things together, and I feel like I help him out quite a lot by doing videos with his cars, and he helps me out by letting me drive his cars and making videos. So he's a good friend of mine, and he wants me to take this car on, but he can't give it to me, so I've got to find a way of getting the money. Now, one of the ways of doing this was to sell this lovely green Tourer here, this car known as Toby Charles, but I'm not going to just desperately give it away. It has to, still has to get a decent price, because this is a car I will regret selling. So I'm not going to sell it cheap just so I can get the Volvo, because that just would be bonkers, wouldn't it? It really would be. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't. Let's see where we're up to now. That dark blue Rover 800 is cool. Well, it's cool, but it's also not working. And it's in the yard, and I wish it wasn't. That's really all I can say about it. In fact, I'm going to get to the point where I'd like the yard to be completely empty so I can start again. And then there'll be certain decisions that I will no longer make when it comes to having cars in the yard. Yeah. I was genuinely curious. I've never driven one, asks Ruben. Right. Oh gosh. Oh no! Heart alone. Oh, God. Joe. I'm so sorry. Such a tedious song. Right, okay. In one way, I'm kind of pleased he's got the radio on next door, because it means that I can do my live stream and just be a bit more vocal about it and just not worry about anybody wondering why that chap next door is talking so much. Is he on the phone? It sounds like he's presenting some sort of radio show, but he can't be. Yeah, because I'm not. But the other is that the music is just, to me, that's the worst kind of music going. It's kind of drivelly love ballads. And it's just not natural for an old man to listen to them. Is it? I think it's a case of he switches the radio on and he doesn't know how to operate the thing to turn it on to something else. Because Well, when I'm 60 years old, I can't really see I'd want that on. I'd want to have Radio 4 on. And Radio 4, just sit back as he does. He sits back in his office, has himself a couple of beers or what have you. It's got to be Radio 4, not this drivel. Yeah, so I just find it confusing. Anyway, right, let me get back to what Ruben was saying. Yeah, about Rover. Well, they're one of those cars where they just charm you. You drive them and they just make you smile. There's so much inbuilt character to the way they feel, and then the way they look as well. And you may know that my favourite is still the 25. I just find that the 25 an absolute joyous car to drive. It to the extent where I was using mine every day, even though I had other cars knocking about, and then for a couple of days I used the 45 diesel, which now seems to have developed a bit of a seatbelt problem, which I thought I'd fixed, but turns out I haven't. So I had to take the 25 Nigel out. It'd only been like one day, and I got in and thought, yay, this car's brilliant. You know, I should know what it feels like, but it's still, it kind of surprises me how much I enjoy it. That's what you get with Rover that you don't get with other cars. And if you agree with me, please press like and subscribe to my channel. The Corvettes, yeah, who likes Hillman Imps? I do. I would love to test drive a Hillman Imp. I would love, or a Sunbeam, or a Stiletto. That'd be one of those cars where I would say, could you just leave it with me for the morning or the afternoon? You know, don't hang around. Just bring it down and just go back home, and I'll bring it back to you later. That's what I want. That's how much I would enjoy one of those. And then again, I've never actually driven one, but I might find myself thinking, God, this is awful. It's truly awful, but I doubt it. Very much doubt it. Oh, Hillman Imp used to get taken to school in one of those. I can hear the radio slightly. 1969. Isaac's Cool had two. Right, okay. My dad had one. Senior Mustard had one. Though it was a Sunbeam Imp, which was the slightly sportier one. And as I remember, it always felt like quite a quick car. It did kind of stop working quite a lot though. I like Allegro Man's Volvo. It's a bit of me. Well, it can't be, can it? Can't be a bit of you. It's just impossible. Will Allegro Man take the Golf as a swap or part exchange? Oh, well, you know what? I did mention something to him when he was here the other day. How would you fancy doing some sort of part exchange? But the reason why he's wanting to let this one go rather than finishing off the other jobs and asking a really good price for it is because he needs to just get things moving himself. So he needs a car less rather than the same amount of cars that he currently has. That's the thing. That gives me a rather curious idea. I'm going to keep it to myself though. Yes, it is a diesel, Barry. I think something like a Volvo Estate, it's kind of a bit pointless having a petrol version because the diesel is just going to work better. And the 2.5 litre, or is it no 2.4, isn't it? 2.4 5-cylinder diesel is good. Yes, it's quite a punchy car, punchy engine. The 420 GSI defo worth top money because there are hardly any left in that spec in the estate. Thank you, Joe. That's true. Yeah. I don't know how many there are left. But the last time I looked on how many left, which I don't know how accurate that site actually is anyway, it said there was 11, which isn't very many. And it's easy for many to get them mixed up with just the other one. Now, I had one sent to me the other day, which was a 416 Tourer. in white. So I think they look good in white. But as far as I'm concerned, that's no match for this, because that was a newer model with the R3 dash, which I do like, like that dash. But these should have the proper dash with the wood bits, not the Rover 25 dash. That and the seats didn't look very interesting. They had wheel trims, and it had a 1.6K series. Not that there's anything wrong with the 1.6K series. I like it, but I prefer that. Anyone buy German crap? Never had a German car. Right, okay. It looks like nobody does at the moment. Because I really did think the Golf would be an easy sell, rather than what it's become, which is a liability. Wasn't expecting that at all. I was thinking about getting a JDM V60, but I'm not sure about the automatic transmission. I've heard the same kind of, well, not the same problem, but I have heard problems with them as well. Paul Newman, you should try and find yourself a Montego estate with a bulletproof Perkins diesel to supplement Thread the Shed. Wow, there are many cars like that I would, if I had the opportunity and the money, I would snap them up. I would definitely have on a Montego estate. Yeah, absolutely. I always like them. I think they're a very stylish car. And now, of course, other people agree. But when they were two a penny and they cost nothing, they weren't really thought of at all. They were rusty as well. That it was one of the big problems with them, of course. But yeah, a Montego estate, yeah, very much like that. A bit bigger than this as well, just a bit. But yeah, just a bit. But this is actually just a lot better made, really. That's the thing. Isaac Hunt, Audi's here in Sweden rust away in 8 years. I bet they never used to do though. When in the 90s, when Audis were made properly, they didn't rust too badly then, did they? Isaac, I drive German crap. He does as well. He's got a German car. He's got this crap German Volkswagen. Never owned a German car, never will, says Isaac. Again, making that point very clear. He's obviously, really, definitely got a problem with German cars. Paul Newman, finding a Montego will be a tall order. Indeed it will. Oh, bad books, right, hang on. Live to Drive has a red Hillman Imp. He repainted it and original seats fitted last year. We have a 2020 Leaf 40 kilowatts, a 2023 Toyota Aygo and a 2022 Kia Ceed GT. Okay, so you've got 3 cars. None of them are very interesting, are they? Need a Slade? Need a bit of Slade on my honest opinion. Our radio plays Slade quite a lot. Slade are just associated with Christmas though. Slade and Michael Bublé, they're the same. Be cool. And a company van, a Kawasaki and a Honda. That's why, oh, hang on. That's why I like DAB in my car. At least you get a bit of music variety. Well, if you've just got a radio next door, you'll have music variety. You just have to learn to operate the dial. And I think what must happen, because he's had that radio for so many years, and if you've seen any of my rants about it in the past, then you'll know that I can't stand this constant music and adverts in the background. It just starts to tire me out. He must be completely, he obviously doesn't even hear it. That's what I think. because otherwise you'd get annoyed. You'd get annoyed with the adverts. So that's what I can hear at the moment. Because the adverts are even more repetitive than music, and the music, and they only have about 40 songs that they play, and about 5 different adverts. You'd have to tune out. You'd have to simply tune out to tune in. Bolt Station Hacker High. Hello. I love a Mark 1. Oh, there's the gate again. I keep hearing the gate. I'm not sure if I prefer it in here or around in the caravan. I just saw, it was one of the carpet vans going through. In the caravan, at least, I do actually feel like I've got a bit of proper privacy there because nobody else is going to be walking around there. Here, even with the door shut, people coming in quite a lot. I wonder whether they're coming to see me. If I'm in the caravan, they'll know that, well, they'll probably think I'm not here. Got to go, see you later, says Simone. Wife? Mum's Toyota. 1987, still running perfectly. Well, that's why you buy a Toyota, isn't it? Latest mofo. By Simone. Andre Adlara. Abdullah. Right, no, got no idea what you mean by that there. Volvo D5 is quite bulletproof. Yes, quite bulletproof. Let's not use the term bulletproof because it suggests that you're going to abuse it, and that's not the best way with any engine. No engine is going to be better through abuse, is it? Mustard. I have a Sunbeam Imp Sport 1975. Twin Webbers. It was falling apart, but the engine sang to me. You ever ridden a Hayabusa, Mustard, me old sausage? No, I haven't. I'm not a bike person. I don't do bikes. I've got a Peugeot mountain bike, and that is it. That's the only bike I'll ever have or ever really want or need. Presumably, I mean, if one day I become stupidly well off, I might get a nicer mountain bike. But I could get a road bike. That'd be better for going faster on the roads with. But yeah, I have no interest in motorbikes at all. I agree. Prefer petrol. Petrol Volvo's pointless. What's the mileage on a leg-run man's estate? It is, I think, 180,000, something like that. We talk about mileage quite a lot, don't we? People do. The mileage issue on the Golf, 197,000 miles. Yeah, that'll be one of those things. Oh no, the mileage is too high. No, it's not. It really isn't. And so, right, that car, 197,000 miles. It's good for another 100,000 miles at least. Is it ever going to do it? No. It'll fall apart. It'll be deemed as not fit for the road long before that. So it really shouldn't matter. Why the way people going about mileage, it's just pointless. Hello, sir. Sorry I'm late, says Barry from the guy of SETI Alpha 5. You're not late. There's no need to be sorry. If we look here, there are 37 people watching this at the moment. That's their choice, and there's 40 now, but you can't really be late. You don't have to turn up. Nobody should feel obliged. Boaty went and even told me he was bored. I don't mind, because I told him. I didn't tell him. There was a video that he made the other day of him talking about something whilst driving home, and I said something sarcastic. I said something sarcastic about it being fascinating or something like that. So I think that's him getting his own back. I've never heard a bad thing about the D5 engine. Who's this? Right. Renacoda. That's quite a good name. Konnichiwa. The injectors can be a problem on the D5 engine. Ah, right, I didn't know that. The Mark IV Golf is the least popular of all Golfs. That may or may not be true. And again, does it matter? The Golf has never been a car really made for people to get excited about, has it? It was just supposed to be a car, a durable car, which they did make. The Mark III, a durable car, not very exciting. Same the Mark I, Mark II, Mark V, they tried to make it a bit exciting, but then somehow the image of Golf went from this durable car, the classless durable car, into the image become one of drug dealers. There we go, I've said it. Copper sealing washers can be the problem. They're cheap to replace. I've heard that the 5-cylinder Volvo engines crack between the cylinders. I've never heard that one. I like the Mark IV Golf from the build quality point of view. Most of it's quite good. There are a few bits where they cut corners though, aren't they? Like the carpet. Hasn't your Mark III got a carpet? I can't remember now. Or is it not? I don't know. Let's not really... you can tell me if you... what is everybody's ultimate car? Mine's the Nissan 32 GTR. His knob fell off his radio next door. Ah, that's a good point. That could be exactly it. Because the assumption is that either it will only play one station, or the knob has fallen off, either to turn the dial or to turn the volume, because it's always on at the same volume. It's not like it's on quiet sometimes, and maybe that's why. What he does, he'll have his radio on, you can hear it all around the yard, and then he goes into his little office and closes the door. So, he can hear it as loud in there as what I can in here. Radio adverts are like subtle brainwashing, and they're not that subtle. They're just, oh gosh, how can you not get annoyed by them? I'm going to go through the whole same thing again, aren't I, if I'm not careful. Talking about how... Let's stop talking about it. I have no mortgage and 11k income a month. Right, okay, I can buy a Lambo if I wanted, but right, Isaac Hunt, you've got all this money, £11,000 a month, 11, whatever it is that you have there. You could spend £1 of that every month becoming a channel member. £1, yeah, or 99 pence. 99 pence. If you don't become a channel member at 99 pence, I don't believe that you've got 11,000 whatever currency you've got. Barry Scrotters, a BB, Black Lions, Black Bucks rather. Mark IV Golfs aren't fun to drive, but they're definitely durable, plus they are heavy. Oh right, S6 3 litre V6 is pretty bulletproof. Very heavy engine block though. Hate living in Sweden, hate the feckin' Arctic. Oh, right, Jimmy Quinn, hey Barry. Oh yeah, well I wouldn't fancy that either actually. Hell for 6 months, minus 32 the other day. What is good about Sweden? I mean, I know there are a lot of things that are good about it, but I'm asking you what you do like about it. Because obviously the cold and the dark and the misery of those two things are what you don't like. Tell me what's good about it. My ultimate car. Anything as long as it's not GM. I'm talking a lot about these GM cars and stuff. I just realised actually it is an hour and 10 minutes I've been making this nonsense go on for, and I really probably should stop. My Mark III doesn't have proper carpet, and the soft touch plastic on the Mark IV is dire. Was it Volkswagen or Vauxhall that started doing the horrible carpets first? And why did they do that? I mean, besides saving money, it's clearly a step down in quality that you'd think a car like Volkswagen wouldn't really want to do. Especially when so many other cars carried on using proper carpets as well. Even Land Rover. I mean, the 2005 Freelander over in the corner there has a proper carpet. And that was at the point where they were properly cheapening things, yet they managed to do a carpet. I know the rest of the Rover range started putting horrible carpets in from about 2002. But you know, VW were doing it long before then. Is that part of the trend setting? Perhaps it is. Just shows just how powerful trend setting actually is. I mean, I've never considered being fashionable to be anything other than just not having your own opinion anyway. But when it comes to choosing something that's not as good because other people are choosing something that's not as good as well, yeah, that is a bit special. No wonder there's so many flat earthers about. Right, oh, hang on. Paul Newman, welcome to the cheapo one. Yes! Well done to Paul Newman for spending 99 pence on the cheapo one. More people should do the same thing. Welcome to the club, if you like. Who is going to be next? Somebody, come along now. And just at the point I was about to stop this live stream because I feel like it's gone on for long enough, maybe it's time to see if I can knock out a tune. Where else can you get so much enjoyment for £99 per month? Oh, I don't know. I think I'm going to use that tune in my next video. Right, that's how they happen, by the way. Usually it's just I kind of just blindly just do something and something pops out, and I quite like what that could actually turn into. So thank you very much for becoming a channel member, Mr. Newman, and thank you for all those other people that aren't channel members but are about to become. Okay, thank you, and bye bye. Bye bye.